do is light, or essentially light up 2 rows or columns on our bingo board. So Adamant Find, we can go visit Smithy McBeardsword and see what he gives us there. But yeah, so we just have to light 2 rows or 2 columns. Now, as I mentioned before, left front bumper, he's in the green. He's got to do row 5. GregglyPuff is red. He's got to do column 2. And then he can choose any other column or row he so chooses. Now, early...
there's a tile in there that one of them I think that is marked with the use only cursed armor. Well, the game sure is helping him out, because looking at what all was just in Provoca, and it's not, there was a whole lot of not good anything in there. I think gold bracelets were -5, silvers were -3. So I mean, it's gonna help you mark off a tile, but it's not gonna help you with much else.
Now, interesting here. Yeah, no, I mean, it's still good though, because minus is good because we can use them, right? But so Greggly actually talked to one of the hint givers, which is something that has recently been in play, especially in this tournament you can do. And I believe it said something about the tail. Now, I didn't exactly see where it went, but now he has information on where the tail is. For his party, that's huge.
Yeah, not something we're gonna see Fizzle care much about unless, like, he has the Bane Tia with Bane and he needs Quake. So unless, like, those spells roll promotion locked, I don't think Fizzle will care much for tail. If Craig he has to keep at least 2 thieves. Like, he's gonna probably care about that more. And hello, we have lazy dwarves.
We also have a hooray, because that is one of our squares. So both of our runners have done it. Now, row 3 is looking very, very good for both of our runners here. Once they complete their forced column and rows, kill 3 different dinosaurs and talk to 5 different hint NPCs. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I don't remember where all the different NPCs are, but right now, GregglyPuff, I know for sure has talked to at least 1 or 2 of them.
I know that's a flag he likes, so I'm sure he knows where they are, and we'll get to all of them. I'm with you. I'm not entirely sure where all of those are that you can talk to, but I know they're in towns and such, so that's gonna be a really easy box to mark off. Okay. Well, there's one of the spells Fizzle needs at 3, along with Warp, Lock 2, and Brack. That is a very stacked level 3 black magic.
There was a lot of stuff there, because Bane obviously is not. It's okay against Kraken and Tiamat. It's not great, but it's okay. I've had a lot more people have bad luck trying to use it. But you also had Brack, Warp, and then Lock 2. So that's kind of difficult.
Yeah, especially for Fizzle, because Fizzle has to Bane TA. It's in his required row. So that Bane at level 3 for Fizzle is really good.
Yeah, it's one of those decisions. Do you just maybe pick up 1 Bane and hope it lands and have Brack on the other one? Just because? Or do you. But I can see where the Bane works out, especially with it tempers so early on. So very interesting.
I definitely take Bane on both black mages, because while Brack, like I said, maybe better for it, especially with Fizzle, like, we don't necessarily need Brack. We have free orbs, so we don't have to take on Kraken, so that Brack would, while nice, isn't something we necessarily need. The Bane is, and the last thing you want is to get all the way to Tia and then only have, like, 1 Bane cast. Like, you want to have as many chances of that as landing as possible, so you don't have to, like, reset out and keep having to dive all the way down just to Bane Tia. Which, unfortunately, we've seen happen a couple of times in this tournament.
And, you brought up some great points there. And on top of that, LordFizzlebeef goes to Crescent right off the bat. GregglyPuff decides that he's actually going to go back. So, left front bumper here picks up the key, which is required because we have to do Long Temple of Fiends Revisited. And he also finds out that the TNT is somewhere, but he's already got it. So thanks, old Ben and Crescent Lake. You really helped us there.
Nothing like getting a bit of information you already had.
GregglyPuff checking out white magic. Really wishing he had that. Fizzle's trying to fish, and it looked like they were almost beaten upon him. So, oh, okay, so that's what Griggly did. He canoed all the way from Elfland to Ice Cave. He had to do that without saving, I believe.
I think you can save, you just have to do it in one trip.
Okay, so yeah, he was able to do that all in one trip. He saved, went back, now he went to Crescent Lake. So heads up play, now he's got more options. He can still talk to the 5 different NPCs, and then talk to 3 robots in Mirage and Sky. So if the dinosaurs decide to be very finicky, he's got a very easy option in column 4. So opening up more paths for himself. I like it by GregglyPuff on this one. Gold -5. Finally, GregglyPuff gets some, and there's Vampire, the Twilight Party, or the Team Edward fan club, and instantly leaves. But LordFizzlebeef might get turn order. Little lucky. Nook is at 2 HP. Oh my gosh! I think he's gonna pull. I think he's gonna get away with this. Never mind. Bye, Nook. And both of our light warriors here again, both of our runners are just getting annihilated. Turn order finishes it. So Nuke gets 18,000 experience. LordFizzlebeef decides that he doesn't want to keep it.
So he had 18,000 experience.
GregglyPuff has a little better luck, able to keep up 2 of his light warriors, so that's good. Alright, so we're gonna try this again for Lapidus's favorite burrito. Never mind, he's gonna go... Alright, he says, you know what? We're gonna go farther down. We're not even gonna check the armory.
Yeah, Volcano is incentivized, so... It looks like he's headed south. Go see what's here. Well, Greg rates the armory, finding money, some equipment he can't use, more money.
I really feel like he found a really good spike tile there. You know, Nightmare and Evil Men. I really felt like that was a really good spike tile. I am, of course, just kidding, as LordFizzlebeef finds it, decides he's not going to try it. I don't know why. I mean, it's not like Evil Men hit hard or Nightmares.
No, and with this party at low levels, what lights do, it's fine.
It's fine.
I'm sure it wouldn't be disastrous at all.
So he's going to make... So LordFizzlebeef's going to go down to the Red Dragon chest, which is incentivized. He's going to try and get through Images and Race, which can be kind of dangerous. Wraiths tend to hit hard occasionally. Thankfully, they, well, they can't hit a broadside of a barn, so that helps. So he's going to be able to warp out, so this is a good thing for LordFizzlebeef here. Oh, a lone shark is defending it. Punch!
Or it's not.
He punches!
And we have a chime, which for Fizzle is required. He needs that to fulfill one of his squares, so he is going to do a lot of warping out of here backwards. Oh, we almost got all the way out.
So another divergent. Ooh, Excalibur plus -2. Now, Greggly now has to make a decision. Does he equip the Excalibur or not? Now he'll lose column 4, but he still has row 3 that's readily available. I think you equip it. Killed 3 different dinosaurs, has recently been expanded to include a bit more dinosaurs, if I remember correctly.
I do think it's one of those that was expanded because we had a couple races where It was the kill this enemy, and then those enemies decided to play hide and seek and were roaming to our runners.
I'm trying to look at it real fast here. But yeah, I believe that they added a couple different one. The elemental damage bonus. Let me take a look at that real quick for you. Also, it's only at 10 still. So yeah, as Spells Up has pointed out, recently the plus 50 elemental damage is pretty nice. It's actually kind of hilarious though. But yeah, so LordFizzlebeef. Oh, enclosed. That's something we should be grinding. Fire 2. Interesting. These must be unrunnable. No, they are runnable. It's actually going for it. It's a bold move here.
Well, that does count as one of the 3 he needs. So if he can get this down before they get him down.
See, this is where I would have equipped the X-Cal and just done it that way.
Okay,
I
so
mean, not just me though, because I would have done that. You talk to the 5 hint givers and you're done. Because all you need is then 2 more dinos. You have T-Rex. You got what? I wish I could find. So you got Tyro, T-Rex, Anklos, and Red Anklos. Those are actually decently easy to find, especially if you already found Anklos. You can find Red Anklos all over the Mirage Desert.
found it. I believe there was a dragon sword there in Canary Locked, which is pretty good for Greg's party. And we have the crown. I'm not sure if it was the oozes or the rats on Fizzle Screen, but something had, I think it was Squint, and wiped his party. So we're headed back in the ice cave.
Danny, did you roll the seed?
Yes, I did.
Once again, the spiders. Are they like your spirit animal or something? Is that what it is? You just have to have them to be awful?
If they are, it's not on purpose. I promise, I know not what I do when I roll seeds. I just push the button and I blame the bot in the race room.
Here's an interesting here by LordFizzlebeef here. We found Peds, or EXPeds. They are a very decent source of early levels if you can kill them. Ice 2 doing a good job. We're able to gain a good amount of experience. We're almost close to mid-teens. Greg's still equipping all these fancy cursed armor. Gold bracelets -5, so he's got 14 armor or absorb from them.
No. Oh no. Oh, poor Fizzle.
And I looked away for a split second and he lost all that experience. Hooray!
Yeah, so yeah, those are on a tile. That's great.
Oh, Greggly's coming back. I think he's gonna go after those ankles again. No, he's not. Interesting. So yeah, he's really, I think he's really zoned in on that column 4 without equipping any swords. Interesting.
Yeah, he has the crown, so we're gonna see what Astos has. Well, Fizzle dives back in to get his big boat. Blink and I missed it. Okay, thanks to our lovely devs who made it now that Astos tells you again what you get after the fight. Because everybody menus really fast.
Ah, come on. It's more fun this way, because then we could be like, hey, Tracker, what did Astos give us? It's great. And our lovely Tracker Spells Up in the background doesn't know either, so why did we let him in the broadcast booth again, Danny?
Because I don't know. He offered.
That's the only reason why, is because he offered? All right, fine.
Hey,
Fair
anytime
enough.
I don't have to track, I'm alright with it. Appreciate it, spells that.
So we finally get our ship. Lord Fizzlebeef is going to make his way up to Provoca, where it is. The kindly old king finally gets punched down by.
Oh no! 145 gold.
Well, so that's awkward. So if you didn't say it before Astos and you happen to skip right through it and you missed what he wrote, you got an extra 145 gold for your troubles. Hooray!
That
Thanks,
feels a little bad.
Astos. Alright, so we're going to look at Lord Fizzlebeef's side, right? He's got to do row 5. Collect and keep a wood, iron, and steel armor. Has to cake Lich 1 or 2. Killed 2 different worms. And as you said, has to bane a Tiamat. Killed 2 different worms can be kind of difficult. You got the purple worms, you got the sand worms, you got the gray worms. So can be a little difficult, just much like killing 3 different dinosaurs. Casting Cake on Lich requires you to have Rod and the Cake spell. And collecting the armor could be kind of difficult if, for whatever reason, one of them lands in Gaia, let's say. Yeah, you can't get there unless you get the floater, so a lot of interesting little things that can stop left front bumper there.
We actually
Or
had
hold
that
him up.
happen. We actually had that happen in a race here recently. Where I believe it was. I don't remember exactly which one it was on the collect armor, but it was in Gaia, and they had to get floated to get it to mark off their squares. So it's one of those things at first glance it doesn't seem like it'd be that difficult, but
Now, interesting play here. So I like this. GregglyPuff didn't have the money originally, which I'm kind of surprised he didn't buy, but he picked up Harm 4 on his thieves and now is able to grind the Team Edward fan club for this really good amount of experience. The Wiz Vampire's got about 212 or less HP. So looking pretty good here for GregglyPuff here, at least for level-wise and being able to grind. Now it'll be interesting to see what Lord Fizzlebeef does as he's taking on the kindly old king with Sleep Touch. Thankfully, sleep only lasts for 1 turn, unless it happens to activate after your action.
Fizzle about to get his 145 gold.
I wonder what his response would have been to that. Maybe some nice choice words of thanks. Is that all your crown was worth?
I'm sure it was something very polite.
Yeah, you're right. You know, he's a nice guy.
He is. He's pretty swell.
He's pretty swell.
Pretty
He's a swell guy.
He is. Both our runners are.
So, I guess to kind of go over, we are 22 minutes in, and it's a lot of been inter-sea action. Sorry. We have the free canal. We have the ship now, so Lord Fizzlebeef can leave the inner sea, which he might do here. GregglyPuff is about to do the checking of the incentive in Volcano, and probably takes on Carrie, I would assume. But for GregglyPuff, he has to do ice armor. Or ice cave, ice armor. He still has to do ice cave to get the ship to get out of here.
Okay, so something we just noticed on Fizzle's screen is earlier when I was mentioning, unless like one of the spells that Fizzle needs is promotion locked, he's not gonna care much about Tail. Well, we have Quake at level 5 slot 3, which means it is promotion locked, and those black mages aren't getting it until he class changes. So Floater and Tail just became required for Fizzle.
Oof. definitely makes it a little difficult there. But yeah, that's the one thing that makes bingo interesting, is the fact that your party might not require tail. Ooh, there's a katana -2, but you can't equip swords. Katana is a sword.
Okay, just got the rod out of Titans.
So, okay, so LordFizzlebeef has, he knows where the rod is, right? But, or he has the rod, he knows where Cake is, but he has to wait until he gets tail.
Yeah.
And the floater. So this really delays LordFizzlebeef on what's, oh, there's the floater.
French floater. Now we just
Okay.
Oh.
Now, if I remember correctly, it was in Provoca, it was the hint giver in Provoca that gave the hint of where the tail was. Now, I don't remember if he checked that hint giver or not, so that could be very interesting to make it maybe a little bit easier for him.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, because I don't exactly remember where it said it was, but if he has that knowledge now that he is booking it towards his floater, having that knowledge is really good, because then he'll have what he needs to put that together. That way he can get class change when he's ready. He can do Earth all in one go, because Earth is incentivized too. And while he does have warp, if he wanted to go down to the incentive box and like check that and then leave, nobody likes double dipping Earth.
All right. Sorry, I mean, bottom left here, we have the play of all plays. We have Confuse going out to try and give us a chance to punch out Carrie, because we are refusing to use any swords. We're going to try and cast Warp. No, I'm just kidding. We're going with Confuse. Big punch by Carrie. 3 hits, 3 damage by Puff. Confuse is not going to hit. Carrie is weak to status effects, but Confuse does not want to land. Oh, it did land. All right, we have a chance now. Now we can temper a Puff and get Puff to actually hit somewhat well. That is, of course, if Carrie doesn't have a whole lot of evasion, because we don't have any lock. Puff went cheap and decided not to buy lock, but 3 hits for 41 already, so these tempers are really starting to kick in already. Who needs a black belt, Danny? We just need a thief with a lot of tempers.
It's fine. When your thieves thinks they're black belts, just let them go nuts.
Big punch by Carrie.
It also helps when Carrie's hitting herself.
Successfully, finally gets the confused Carrie. Fights that orb for him. More tempers. Puff is a black belt in disguise. Carrie is punching himself. Actually casting level 1 fire, ironically. More tempers. Puff is such a swelled thief. 484! Carrie comes down. Oh my gosh. Oh.
So while Greg was taking on Carrie, Fizzle headed up to Gaia, was checking, got the vendor item, which was the bottle in Gaia, which is always really convenient. Like, thanks, that's awesome. I think it was about 11,000 gold, if I remember correctly. But our bottle turned out to be our second dud, and in return for his 11,000 gold investment, the fairy gave him 700 gold.
Now, it is interesting. Now, to kind of just put in what just happened, right? So, he successfully confuses Carrie. He didn't really have to. He could have warped out. He had a lot of warp charges. But he decided to waste the time, or spend the time, to confuse Carrie. Now, is there any reason to really do that? Because I'm looking at his board and I'm like, well, column 1 isn't really that great. Row 2, I guess? Oh, well, if it's For the fans, as the tracker has tapped me on the back and has yelled at, or well, slightly past the note, it was for the fans. So in that case, then we applaud him.
Yes. I mean, that's going to be my guess. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
You know, I'm sorry. I'm not used to Greggly, doing the things for the fans. Usually it's me and I'm getting yelled at by Greggly. So it was just one of those weird things. Okay.
He's channeling his inner Ding Wu today.
I wasn't prepared. I just wasn't ready for it.
You should be proud. You've taught him well.
I mean, I am. Especially, if he wins it too, and then I'll be like, you know what? I have taught you well, young grasshopper. I have trained you well.
Nope. Checking what was in the tavern there, I didn't catch it. Fizzle, fighting things in the river system up north, got his herb from the robot and waterfall.
And for the question in chat by Kaz Musin, welcome, by the way. I did see Zardia in there. And we got Crab Cakes, Fiend of Pub Session. Twinstrumentals has joined us. They have been giving us a lot of cool remixes of the Final Fantasy music, along with GregglyPuff. Appreciate you, Classic Gamer 78. Always a welcome sight into the Twitch chat. But for your question, Kaz Musin, yes, I actually did fear carry. It took me like 4 minutes or something like that because he decided not to take the fear, and then I feared Lich also.
I was about to say, you feared 2 fiends that night, and we all thanked you for it.
It didn't help me in the rumble, but you know what? It felt good, I guess. It felt good. That's all that matters for the fans.
Yep.
So, top left, LordFizzlebeef. I keep looking at that name, Lupita's favorite burrito, and it keeps messing me up. So he's in the air. He's got a lot of key items that have been lit up, and we look at his forced row, and we see nothing that's been lit yet. And by golly, we have 3 eyes. Hello.
Hello, beautiful.
Right?
Just need you to be kind of squishy and not fight back.
Yeah, the Zardia points out it's no longer the Hall of Giants, it's the Hall of Eyes.
Okay, so they're taking a few ice 2s to get down, but they're going down, they're not hitting hard, and they don't seem to have anything.
And yeah, well, see, that's the thing that as Spellzap has just pointed out, our tracker there is Bane works decently well against the eyes. Their MDef is low enough where Bane has a pretty good chance of landing, and you can kill a lot of them a lot quicker. As you can see here, Lit 3 is not being able to do it. They have almost 300 HP. I think you want to Bane these. But at the same time, Punch is up to level 21 more, 6 hits for that black, but there's the Bane. And of course, as I said that, it misses everything, of course, because I said it should work well. Once again, Bane proves that, it proves me wrong. I really appreciate that, Bane. Thank you. Ship find from GregglyPuff. Now he's going to make the trip, do the Ruby turn and go to Sar to get the floater, and he's going to be in the air. Slightly behind, but looking a little bit better.